welcome back to my channel. For today's junk journal with me, we are going to be doing day 6 of the Junk Journal January challenge, and over in the collaboration today we have Joey DeFee showing her interpretation of the prompt for today, which is stitched. Adding stitched elements to your journal is a great way to add extra textures and dimension to your pages, so I definitely encourage you to try out some stitching in your journal if you don't do so already. And you don't need a sewing machine for this, you can just use a standard needle and thread, and you can incorporate stitching in lots of different ways in your journals. So it could be to attach papers together, it could be purely as a textural element. So what I'm doing first on my page is just adding some collage in lots of different textures, so tissue papers, book papers, graph papers, because I had the page on the left that was kind of built up out of 2 different pieces of paper, and I just wanted to add some more interest to that as a base layer. Then I grabbed my sewing materials. So I have these bags and it looks like I'm so organized with these embroidery threads. So these I actually picked up, I think about 5 years now ago, from a charity shop that someone had obviously had a sewing collection and had donated, and I picked them up and I love to use them for my journals, so when I'm binding them, and also adding little stitched elements to my journals. So I was just picking out the colours that I thought might go with the spread. I picked a few just to give me some choice, and then I was fussy cutting out one of these carnations, I think they are, flowers. I love these from a book that I got recently. I think I used one as well on the first page of this journal. I just think they're really pretty, and I wanted that to be my focal point. So then I grabbed some paper and decided to do some scrunching, just again for some texture, because I feel like this page with the stitching and the lace that I've brought out as well is all about those textural elements and how I can make them kind of work together, and just kind of experiment really with the different ways that I can pull these together. So I'm just making sure that it's the right size that I want for my journal there, just by kind of ripping it, not being precise at all. I think there's even a couple of holes in the paper there as I've been ripping it, and I'm just choosing where I would like to pop it on the page. I've kind of put it up against the edge of the where the spine goes, because the creams kind of go together on the opposite page. So then I grabbed my needle and my thread, and I ended up going for this really kind of soft muted, I don't know, I think it's like a mauve, a very, very dusty pink. I'm not quite sure what the exact name of this colour is, but it's a really nice muted colour that I thought would work well with this. And so I just did some really random stitching. I wasn't trying to do anything too intricate or do any patterns, designs, anything like that. I just did some random stitching, and this paper was actually really, really fragile, so I did have to be careful that I didn't rip it. I think I did actually end up ripping it accidentally in a couple of places where I'd put the stitches too close together. So if you are going to stitch on paper, that's definitely something to bear in mind, is that you want to make sure your stitches aren't too close, otherwise the paper will rip in between them, because obviously this is not fabric, and it just doesn't work in the same way. So yeah, I'm just doing some really random stitches, just having fun with doing little crisscrosses, things like that, and making this a bit of a background element almost. So in the same way that I might come in with like a white or black pen and do some little like mark making and little dots and squiggles and things like that, I'm kind of applying the same thinking with my stitching. So just using it as a way to make some marks on the page, add that texture to my journal page, and just have some fun with it really.
Gonna stay in this moment, gonna lay here on the grass. I don't need to feel lonely, I am finally home at last. places where the beauty never ends. Different cities, friendly faces, and perhaps I'm going back. But I don't have to be chasing every dream that I have. Oh, no. 'Cause the thing is, I've got more love here than I can bear. Ooh. Of all the magic places in the world I've been to, this is where my heart is. Oh, you know it's true. No matter where I go, I'm coming home to you. Been walking down the street so many times, my feet know every brick and stone. Could wear a blindfold. No matter what I do, I'm coming home to you. And I don't know why, don't know why, don't know why I'm always feeling homesick. Oh, all I know, all I know, all I know is this is where my heart is. Of all the magic places in the world I've been to, this is where my heart is. Oh, you know it's true. No matter where I go, I'm coming home to you.
So with this journal page, I was really thinking about how I could add different textures throughout this, and I decided that one element of stitching wasn't enough. So what I did was did some like loops on the bottom of the page, is the best way that I can describe it, and left the ends just like hanging, because I love when things like peek out of journals, like little threads, bits of paper, ribbons. Absolutely love it. And I continued adding and layering up different elements. So here I had some grid paper that I really wanted to add. I just felt like the colours really went well with the tones that were going on already on this page. And I ripped it just a little bit because I didn't want it to be too harsh, even though there are the like grid lines. I just wanted it to be more of a collage-y effect. And then I really loved the way that I'd layered up the washi tape in the previous spread, so I just decided to do the same thing again, picked some washi tapes that I was feeling like using, and I also used a pink one just to start carrying some of these pink tones that were going on in the page over into the next spread. Now I'm not sure whether for the day 7 spread, whether I will use the page on the right here, because I didn't do much on this page. I was just sort of focusing on the left hand side corner, or whether I will leave this as is, because I quite enjoyed the negative space on this, to be honest. But we'll see with the prompt tomorrow whether I want to work on this page or not, because I am just tempted to leave it. So I'd love to know what you think. Should I work on this page tomorrow, or should I just leave it blank? And after I'd added the washi tape, I decided I wanted to come in and do a little bit more of mark making. So I used a coloured pencil and also a Tombow marker. The coloured pencil is a Caran d'Ache Luminance pencil, and I just picked this green shade just in a similar tone to the flower that we have there. And I just made some random marks and squiggles just because I felt like this page was becoming like messy and textural, and I just wanted to carry that through into some of the pages that had the blank spots, some of the elements that were looking a little bit bare. So I just wanted to add some subtle bits of colour and mark making there. But that's pretty much everything that I did for this page. So I hope you enjoyed journaling along with me today. As always, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one. Bye guys.